What's up, guys? Your boys, 20K13. Gonna talk about 9 up and 6 down from WWE Night of Champions 2015. This comes from WhatCulture.com. The burning question preview column presents Night of Champions as an opportunity for WWE to turn the page on the past and begin clicking some other pieces into place. If the right people won their matches Sunday night, it could signal a move in the right direction. While it's hard to say that one night can represent a sea change for a company, several of those pieces did fall into place at Night of Champions, as we crowned 3 new champions, including 2 first-time champs. A powerful heel team looked dominant while another trio of villains escaped with their hardware intact, and a Weaseling world champ buckled down and defeated an icon to salvage his night. And crowning Kevin Owens and Charlotte as first-time champion, WWE handed them the gauntlet to stave off all challengers. Charlotte unseated the face of the old, entire Diva division and hopefully will usher in a more athletic, competitive spirit in women's wrestling. Owens bested Ryback, a man who is far from a bygone relic but just in the wrong place at the wrong time with the Intercontinental Championship. Kevin Owens has the potential to be dominant, and winning the IC title in his first try is a good indicator. We also saw the New Day hold on to their tag team goal, with John Cena regaining his United States Championship. Throw in a dominant performance from the Wyatt family against an equally game Mini Shield and mystery partner, and you got a pretty good evening of wrestling, and that says nothing about the world champion, Seth Rollins. So what got crowned a champ and what got dethroned? Let's find out. Down, number 6, Kevin Owens by roll-up. WWE made the right decision to have Kevin Owens win his first WWE title, the Intercontinental Championship, Sunday night, and it's understandable that they didn't want to make Champ Ryback look weak or get obliterated. But having Owens win by raking the odds and getting a roll-up victory, it would have been far better to have Ryback eat a pop-up powerbomb for the 1-2-3, then a thumb to the eye and a tug of the tight. This WWE logic that a roll-up is a more acceptable law than being beaten by a powerful finishing move is mind-boggling. No one wins in this scenario. Ryback looked like a chump and Owens looked like he stole a pen. They could have simply had the same finishing sequence, with Owens raking the eye to escape shell shock, then shove Ryback into the rope and hit the pop-up powerbomb for the pin. It would have the same result with more impact, literally and figuratively. Still congrats to the new champ. Number 5, an adversary made in hell. When Brock Lesnar broke Kane's ankle a while back, it seemed like WWE was writing him off in an attempt to rehabilitate the character. After all, Corporate Kane was pretty useless. No one was buying him as a threat, as he was largely just cannon fodder for whomever the authority was feuding with. But when a remastered Kane emerged at the end of Night of Champions and chokeslammed both Seth Rollins and Sheamus, thwarting the Celtic Warrior's attempt to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, it looked like he was being set up to be Rollins' next challenger for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. If that's the case, then this could be a long autumn for fans. It might be good to see the original Kane back, but match or no match, it's tough to buy him as the new challenger. Of course, Kane could just be looking to exact revenge for how Rollins mistreated him and isn't eyeing the title. But Kane's last run with the man during Daniel Bryan's pre-world title reign didn't exactly set the world on fire, so let's not hold our breath. Number 4, what could have been. During the Dolph Ziggler-Rusev match, fans were treated to what they should have been all along, a solid wrestling match between 2 talented performers, and then they remembered that they were embroiled in a soap opera and Rusev jobbed to a high heel. Okay, that's not entirely accurate, but the moment Summer Rae jumped up on the apron, you could almost hear and feel the life being sucked out of the match. What had been a slow building bout with both men trading near falls quickly degenerated into a drama-filled finish, with Summer throwing her shoes and hitting Rusev, stunning, distracting him enough for Dolph to hit a zigzag for the win, and to assure that this B-level drama continued. Rusev left Summer at ringside and Ziggler kissed her hand. Number 3, back to the drawing board. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns enlisted the help of a 6-time world champion and 9-time intercontinental champion to battle the Wyatt family Sunday. But it was Chris Jericho who ultimately fell to Braun Strowman. After losing, Jericho brushed off his tag team partner and left by himself, which might be construed as a turn, but more likely was Jericho blowing them off for dragging him into an unwinnable battle. So the problem here is that Ambrose and Reigns now need another partner if they're going to square off with the Wyatts again, which potentially means another mystery partner, and this is where the problem arises. Are we going to have a rotating cast of supply partners who fail to topple Strowman and even fall at his hand until they hit upon the right person? One can only hope that that isn't the case, that we're not going to see 2 or 3 more guys team up and then get annihilated by the Wyatts. It could get old fast and become a bad cliche. Number 2, cheapening the impact. Can we please stop mentioning how Jon Stewart helped Seth Rollins defeat John Cena at SummerSlam, saying that the Daily Show won an award because of the footage of Cena hitting an attitude adjustment on Stewart doesn't help, by the way. Repeatedly mentioned that Stewart interfered in the SummerSlam main event, struck Cena with a steel chair and allowed Rollins to win does nothing to help either man. It makes Rollins look weak for needing a 52-year-old comedian to bail him out, and it also makes Cena look weak because a 52-year-old comedian knocked him loopy with a single gunshot from a steel chair. WWE got a bunch of mainstream press from it, so bravo for them. It happened and it's over. So please let it go. Drop it and let it fade to the background. Number 1, Diva Revolting. Okay, for everyone who has cried about how improved Nikki Bella is in the ring, WWE presents Exhibit A against that claim at Night of Champions. The Divas Championship match between Nikki and Charlotte wasn't patently bad, but it clearly was dumbed down from the high level that Charlotte has shown in many of her matches against a variety of opponents, Natalya, Sasha Banks, Bayley. About 90% of the title match consists of Charlotte lying on the mat and your longest reigning Divas champion in WWE history kicking, punching, and wrenching on her knee. Sure, Nikki used a variety of good submission style moves, and the psychology was good, but instead of a competitive back and forth battle like we've seen on NXT, we got Charlotte hitting a spear out of nowhere and then ignoring the bad knee and slapping on a figure 8 for the win and the title. And this should not get thrown at Charlotte's feet. She has shown repeatedly in matches that she's quite capable of putting on really good matches almost at will. It felt like it was decided that Nikki wouldn't be able to keep up and have a competitive seesaw match, so the solution was to just have her beat down Charlotte with submission move, aka rest hold, until a surprise comeback for the win. Sorry for everyone who was crowning about Nikki Bella, but this should qualify that she isn't in the same league. She has improved, but Sunday showed that she hasn't improved enough to rise to the occasion for what should have been an attention-grabbing, division-defining match. Number 9, Up. Cosmic Wasteland isn't wasted. Never should be competing in bigger matches than a pay-per-view pre-show, but it's tough to question the decision to have Stardust and the Ascension win Sunday. It makes sense on a couple levels. Stardust and the Ascension have formed their own mini stable, which really should count for something, even as they've only been together for a few weeks. If they're going to stick together for any amount of time, then they need to win. Almost as important, Never can hopefully bounce back from this loss a lot easier than yet another defeat for Stardust. Don't mistake it. Never really should be doing better for all intents and purposes. And let's hope he's not being turned into enhancement talent with a pretty finishing move. But seeing a group like the Cosmic Wasteland get the win was a nice move, as long as they don't lose to John Cena in a 3-on-1 handicap match on Raw. Number 8, Turning the Tables. New Day retaining the WWE Tag Team Championship by less than 7 minutes is quite alright. It reminds everyone that no matter how entertaining they are bad guys in the ring. It's a shame in some ways that they were disqualified to retain, rather than cheating behind the ref back to win. But the match itself was good, and it set the table parting the pun for a rematch, perhaps with New Day winning again with a little help from the outside. All of this seems to be building to one conclusion. The Dudley needs some help on the outside, maybe a little family assistance. Come on, if you haven't already drawn that conclusion, you're either new to wrestling or a WWE creative team member. Seriously, is it impossible that the writers haven't thought of having Spike Dudley return to even the odd at Hell in a Cell? Either way, this is a fun, nostalgia run for Bubba Ray and D-Ron. And New Day is white hot, so it makes for good matches. More please. Number 7. Ding Dong. The reign is dead. Let's put aside how bad the Divas Championship match was, and let's focus on the big news to come out of it. Nikki Bella's 301-day reign of terror is over. Some will comment below that the fact that so many negative words are being written about this that Nikki clearly had done her job as a heel. The problem with that is that she waffled for months on whether she was a face or a heel, only recently standing on villainous. No, Nikki has more closely resembled the Honky Tonk Man and undeserved champ who fans couldn't wait to see lose the title. The major difference is that people pay money to see Honky Tonk potentially lose. House show with Honky Tonk Man on top of the card sold out in the late 80s, while fans are just tired of Bella act. Charlotte's victory is a big deal in the sense that it turns the page on the Diva Championship. Nikki Bella has the record for the longest reign, so kudos to her. Now hopefully Charlotte can defend the title in competitive matches that showcase the wrestling abilities of some other talented women on the roster. If this truly does mark the beginning of a new era for the Diva division, then hat off to that. Number 6. Back with its rightful owner. Funny how John Cena winning another championship is the right thing, even if fans might boo him nonetheless. But Cena recapturing his United States Championship after losing it at SummerSlam was best for business. Anyone who said otherwise is just wrong. Cena single-handedly turned the U.S. title into a meaningful championship again. Rusev made it something that Americans wanted to capture, but it was Cena's weekly United States Championship Open Challenge that made its defense a main attraction of Raw each week. We saw classic bouts week in and week out, and hopefully that will resume now that Cena has regained the title. Rollins won the title and became the first man to simultaneously hold the US and WWE World Heavyweight Championship, but he wasn't going to start defending both on alternating episodes of Raw, nor was he going to defend both on pay-per-view, save for Night of Champions where every title was on the line, so it just made perfect sense for Cena to recapture it. Number 5. A vote for spontaneously. It's obvious to anyone watching Raw these days that the New Day is one of the best things about WWE programming right now. What also is obvious if you're watching carefully is that the trio of Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods clearly are having fun doing what they're doing. And unlike many other acts, they appear to be rifling, doing it without a word-for-word script. How could you script the stuff they churn out? Such as the question and answer segment during the Night of Champions pre-show. New Day shake Tom Phillips off and read the question themselves, with Biggie doing voices throughout, mocking the people posing the question, and preening all the while. It was only a couple minutes and it was highly entertaining, which shows that letting these guys be themselves and do their thing has worked tremendously. No one could have written this kind of thing, and it really should serve as a reminder to the creative team that letting their talent prove themselves can yield great results. Number 4. Wyatt stand tall. After being treated at times like red-headed stepchildren at times, it's good to see the Wyatt family get some much-deserved attention from the writer, and they also seem to be getting a good push out of this deal. Building up the Wyatt with new Martha Braun Strowman helped make them seem invincible, which would make it even more of an accomplishment when Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose figured out how to beat them. As Night of Champions, the Wyatt and Ambrose and Reigns and Chris Jericho unleashed some really good tandem offense and put on a pretty good match, with both well since this feud looks like it will continue. Obviously, the Wyatt family is going to have to face retribution at some point, but Sunday was not that night, and rightfully so. Number 3, Go to Hell. If you're looking for a way to make the WWE Network must-see television, then splashing your biggest attraction all over it in a short span would be the way to do it. WWE, through Paul Heyman, announced that the month of October will be Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour, with several stops on the network along the way. It already had been announced that Lesnar will compete against Big Show at Madison Square Garden on October 3rd, but then he'll appear on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast on October 19th for a sit-down conversation with the Rattlesnake. Considering how guarded and quiet Brock is, that makes this must-see programming. And then at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, Lesnar will get his rematch against Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell, which seemingly would signal the end of that feud. Brock hasn't really moved the needle too much on ratings, but it will be interesting to see if he can help fight WWE Network subscription for the month. Number 2, You Still Got It. Fans unleashed this chant twice during the course of the night, based on it upon a returning Chris Jericho, and then a resurgent Sting. While Sting appearance was the focal point of Night of Champions, Y2J was the surprise third man to team with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose against the Wyatt family. The match was only Jericho's second televised contest of 2015, and his first pay-per-view match since Night of Champions last September. However, he had been wrestling periodically on house shows, so he's been staying sharp recently. Jericho definitely showed he still can compete in the ring, and while it's frustrating to see a six-time world champion lose in his return match, it's better for the part-timer to take the fall than the guy who has to be on television the next night and the next 100 nights after that. The same could be said about Sting, who at 56 still delivered a pretty good match against Seth Rollins, even diving from the top rope to the floor, which drew the fans' chant. Yes, he needed to be tended to by the ringside doctor just before the close of the match, but Sting held his own for the most part and finished the match, allowing Rollins to defend his WWE World Heavyweight Championship cleanly. And again, another example of the part-timer taking the fall to the guy who had to show up the next night. And number 1, Rollins is the man. Sure, he lost one title, but you got to hand it to Seth Rollins for wrestling in back-to-back championship matches and bringing the good in both. Say what you will about whether he had a strong world title reign, but Rollins had been gold in the ring, especially in big matches. Rollins traded major move with John Cena in the United States Championship match, putting on their usual outstanding performance. His top rope float over superplex into a vertical suplex was a thing of beauty. He then had to shrug off his loss to Cena and hold on against Sting, leading the part-timer through a main event match. And again, while Rollins often is considered a swarmy heel who escaped with his title intact, he went toe-to-toe with both men and pulled out a win in the main event to retain his WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You got to tip your cap to that. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.